Hello and welcome to R&R, where bad media from the past needs a beating. And after my long recovery from that awful monkey slapstick movie, I hate this fucking movie! You can't do this! You can't do this! No! I have decided to review something that is based on my favorite role-playing games, Final Fantasy. And so, of course, Squaresoft actually decided to start a movie studio called Square Pictures and make a Final Fantasy movie based off of that. And what they had was... You've got to be kidding me! Does this say Final Fantasy to you? Well, fuck you to those who have, because this right here is no other better way to scare a bunch of video game fans from a theater more than if you sounded alarm and call in the entire SWAT team and military and warn people of a terrorist bombing of the theater. And many of you are like, hey Marley Nama, every Final Fantasy is different. You cannot... They all take place in different worlds, okay? How can they connect? Watch this, and you'll find out why. Well, in order to understand me, let's take a look into Square Pictures' first and only movie, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. So we open up with some woman in some strange landscape on Barsoom, where she sees living creatures that are threatening mankind. Ah, the sun! I know I'm too stupid not to look at it. And by the looks of it, you're probably thinking, how bad can this be? I mean, if you look at the video, the quality in the 3D animation looks very nice. I mean, the people nearly look real. And this was released back in 2001. And they were probably using the same photorealistic 3D software that James Cameron would later use in Avatar. So, what's the problem here? The big issue is the story, and it's boring. It turns out that it's just a dream being recorded in the post-apocalyptic future in the year 2065. Yeah, as if we hadn't had enough of those coming already in the near future. Oh wait, it takes place on planet Earth? And the big mistakes, you see the first rule being broken within the first 10 minutes. The first rule of Final Fantasy, they broke it within the first 10 minutes. You're not supposed to have it take place on planet Earth. It's called Final Fantasy for a fucking reason. It takes place in a fantasy world, in a fictional world, and yet it doesn't have any connection to our own. Well, at least that's what part of it is supposed to reference. Don't troll me about the origins of where it came from, I already know. The human race has nearly been wiped out by these ghost-like alien creatures called phantoms. And yet the only way to detect them is with a magic eye goggle that she puts on her head. And the only way to defeat them are by the very mystical, special magical items called spirits. What are spirits? Yeah, this is our hero. Her name is Aki Ross. And it is her job to save the planet. But it's not long before these phantoms attack Aki and is somehow saved by a squad of troopers that fight the phantoms off. Oh, so that sciencey one-eyed goggle thingy can also detect the spirits? How does it know? How does it know if that particular object is a spirit or not? And what connections do the spirits have with the phantoms? Do they explain? I don't think I've seen a story written this badly in like a long time.
Phantoms, we have incoming.
We're surrounded. No shit!
It's a trap!
So they escape the phantoms and they find out that one of the guys is infected by these aliens. Yes, in case you don't know, they can actually shed parasites onto people through physical contact. Yet Aki tries to save his life through a glowing hamster wheel to extract the parasite out. Hold on, what the hell? Why would that need to be in the story? Where did she get that glowy surgical hamster thing? I mean, this is a movie about Final Fantasy, not the thing! How the hell is she able to kill an alien? kill a parasite with not even surgically getting in there. I mean, she's just using a glowing hamster wheel and then shoots it out and no scars whatsoever. How is that possible? Gentlemen, behold! A giant glowing surgical hamster wheel that also glows in the dark! Why, there's no need for surgical precision when there's a sciencey hamster ball, which then teleports its surgical precision inside the body, and boom! It's gone! Why, I've engineered that teleporting thingy with science! But wait, how does it actually, Why, there's no need for surgical precision when there's a restricted time limit to burst out of your chest like,
hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire.
oh, and rule number 2 they've broken. The second rule was they used the actual faces and CG renders of actual mainstream actors. The actual faces. Yeah, I'm serious. Actually used the faces of real big name actors to represent many of the characters, like Alec Baldwin, Ming-Na, Donald Sutherland, and James Woods. Oh, and the rest of the cast, I'm just gonna call them by their actors' names.
What's with her?
What's with her and the captain?
What's with her and that stupid plant?
And in the future, they all live inside cities built inside bubble spheres to protect themselves from the phantoms. And inside this city of bubble spheres, they talk to the scientific council on why finding the spirits are so important. And James Woods, yes, he's the bad guy. He wants to use an all-powerful weapon that they're not sure is safe, called the Zeus Cannon.
There's a very good chance the beam from the Zeus cannon will burn the phantoms in the meteor.
Exact. Thank you.
Now, however, it also means that the beam energy may be too strong, injuring the Earth.
You mean the Gaia?
I mean...
You mean the spirit of the Earth?
Yes.
Are you saying that Genova from Final Fantasy VII landed on Earth 50 years, something years in the future?
What you see now are the records of...
And how does this spirit Gaia can cure the planet? Was there enough scientific research? This is more difficult than calculus formulas. And if you actually notice, the orange glowy phantoms actually look a lot like some of the monsters and bosses from other Final Fantasy games. And what does it have to do with this movie? Nothing whatsoever! Absolutely nothing! And then Aki has yet another dream back on John Carter's world where the phantoms have attacked Earth. Oh, fly away! Flee this awful movie! Off to space! Later on, Aki discusses with Alec Baldwin, which is supposed to... Yeah, I know the character's name, but he's supposed to be her love interest in this movie. And she tells him about this other spirit she found. How she was able to track them down without getting eaten by an invisible monster, who knows?
Dr. Sid created a membrane around the infection, keeping me alive. So the first spirit wave was me. The second was a fish. The third was a deer I found in a wildlife preserve outside Moscow. The fourth was a bird. And then there was that plant I collected from Times Square.
What's with her and that stupid plant?
The fifth was a little girl, dying in a hospital emergency room. I retrieved the sample in time, but she... I told her everything had a spirit. Dogs, cats, trees, little girls, even the earth.
Okay, what are the spirits? And how can they find them out of all the places on the planet they could have possibly looked? How the fuck is it a spirit? How are spirits created? Behold, I have gathered magic spirit liquid and applied it to this lab! Okay, oh my god. There's only about 80 milliliters left of this drop in the world, so it's very limited to the number of things you can apply it to, and those objects you apply the magic spirit liquid to are the spirits for feeding the phantoms! And so their next quest is to find the two other spirits and defeat the Phantoms once and for all.
Looks like they've taken the bait.
Oh, it looks like they've taken it? I mean, how can you not see this? They're giant creatures out in the distance and they fucking glow pink! Oh yeah, walk away slowly! That will truly get us safe to nowhere! Walk slowly up the hill! Yeah, very smart idea to just walk down the hill slowly instead of just running for your lives as fast as you can to that fucking spirit. God, this movie's fucking stupid!
My father's in here somewhere.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, these costumes look god-awful. I mean, he looks like a weirdo with that half-torn diver's goggles helmet. And why is she wearing an all-white jumpsuit? As they escape, they realize that they're far from out of the woods, as the Phantoms are clearly chasing them.
How many Phantoms?
More than enough to convince the council, sir.
Okay, what the hell? How the hell can they get in the pipes? I mean, those things are huge! How big are these pipes? Do people make pipes this huge in the future? With no other option left, James Woods decides to fire the Zeus cannon, and thus it ends up destroying the city and its protective bubble barrier. Huh! That's a nice idea! Nearly wipe out the entire human race. Without even warning. Why would you even have that thing in the middle of the city that could possibly destroy? Yeah, so then the crew try to race out of here, back onto the ship to flee the city. To flee the crumbling city. And then head off into space.
Oh, God. Talk to me, Sarge.
Ouch!
Ouch! This guy's been impaled! What he would most likely say is... And as they begin to take off, it looks like one of the guys has been impaled by phantom tentacles, and then it kills that ugly lesbian soldier chick that I can't remember her name too. And then finally the Science-y Council then changes their mind and allow James Woods to fire the Zeus cannon at the Phantom Crater. And Aki then notifies him that doing so will only make it more stronger and thus end up destroying the 8th spirit. But he doesn't care, he's James Woods.
Ah, right. And these spirits are coming out of this Gaia thing.
General Hine, you have to listen.
Alien Gaia, Earth Gaia, Doctor, even if I believed in such nonsense, the fact remains the Earth is under attack from an aggressor who must be destroyed at all costs.
And how are they able to communicate with an Earth core magma god that can somehow fuse life back into the planet and kill the Phantoms like the freaking Lifestream? Oh, wait a minute, the Lifestream's not like that! But he doesn't buy it, of course, so he continues to fire. Why would these weapons of mass destruction actually make alien life stronger? Are they the kind that can only be killed by implosion and thus exploding them makes them stronger? I don't get it! But then when the crater collapses, Aki and Alec Baldwin fall into it along with the giant red tentacle hentai monster. And the Zeus cannon fired again ends up angering the spirit even more, killing Alec Baldwin. And this then somehow unleashes the Earth spirit Gaia, also known as the Lifestream by the looks of it. But then as the red tentacle monster then bursts into the Lifestream, it is destroyed.
Oh, it's warm.
And that's the end of this movie! Oh, and if you think this film had importance to the Final Fantasy series, it did! From this point on, the series was actually starting to go downhill from there. Little by disaster! And that's the end of Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, which is not really a Final Fantasy. And you're probably asking, oh, why isn't Square, taking part of any major motion pictures anymore, like that could be released in theaters? Well, this is why. The Spirits Within! This is Marlo Nama, signing off.
What's with her and that stupid plant?